Welcome to the Militia gaming community. I'm Trigger, and today I want to talk about why Need for Speed players will absolutely love the Crew Motorfest. Let's go! Real quick before I get into the video, if you're an aspiring content creator and you want to learn more about doing YouTube-y stuff, then go over to my other channel, Caliber Gaming. There's a link in the description. That's where I'm going to be sharing all of my secrets, everything that I've learned over the last 4 years of creating content, building a channel. I'm going to show you everything, and of course, my DMs are always open, so I'll be one of the only YouTube help channels where you can just literally ask me a question. Also, just keep in mind, I have not posted any content there just yet. It's all being made, and then I'm going to be posting it week by week. All right, let's get into it. So it's really time to be honest about the Need for Speed franchise. I've been a champion of it for a long time, but let's just call it what it is. It's a cow that's being milked by EA. Every few years, they release a game that is half complete, with the promise of more post-launch support, only to give a couple of updates and not even a year's worth of live service before they pull the plug completely and move on to the next title that they can charge $60 for. Although it's super disappointing game after game, I want to be clear as to where my frustrations lie. It is definitely not the developer's fault. I think Criterion and Ghost did a great job with the time that they had, and that's just it. They got a shortened dev cycle to finish a new concept for the franchise, which means they ran out of time before being able to implement everything that they want and to properly test the game for bugs. The game then launches to the masses, and of course, we break the game in ways they never thought possible and eat up what little content is there within a week. I think if it were up to the developers, the game would definitely be finished before launch, but that's just not how it works when EA is publishing the game. So, with that said, Need for Speed players, myself included, are certainly hungry for another game to scratch that itch. Need for Speed games at their core are super fun because of that arcade feel and definitely offer the most street racing customization out of any racing game to date. Those two things alone are the reason why thousands of players buy the game no matter what it looks like every time it launches. And by the way, I'm one of those players. I absolutely love Need for Speed. However, if I step back, I can see all of the good things happening around it, namely Forza Horizon, CarX Street whenever that releases, Test Drive USC, and now the Crew 3, aka the Crew Motorfest. I've played hundreds of hours of the Crew 2, and I can tell you it's one of the best racing games ever made. I can also tell you that that's not how it launched. It was built like that over the course of 5 years worth of support from Ivory Tower and Ubisoft. The reason Need for Speed players will love the next iteration of the Crew franchise is its post-launch support. The Crew 2 was the most supported arcade racer ever. In fact, they just released another update this January, and the game launched in 2018. You guys realize it's 2023, right? And you know that the Crew Motorfest will be using that exact same blueprint in terms of support because it's what makes Ivory Tower special. Also, that support means everything to the longevity of this game. It means that there will always be fresh content to play, new cars to chase and customize, less bugs, and a more polished game. Also, if the Crew 2 is any indicator, the Crew Motorfest will feature a much larger map than any Need for Speed game. So let me just summarize what the Crew Motorfest is going to have compared to a Need for Speed game. Years of support, more content, more cars, a bigger map, and less bugs. Isn't that exactly what we were hoping for with Need for Speed Unbound? Now, aside from that, the Crew is an open world arcade racer. Of course, it doesn't feel as arcadey as Need for Speed, but it also doesn't feel as simmy as Forza Horizon. It sits in between those two on the arcade scale, and that's actually a nice place to be. Also, the Crew 2 is fun in every aspect. You can tell that the word fun was a focus for every element of the game, and that's honestly all we can ask for as gamers. I'm so excited to play the Crew Motorfest, you guys have no idea, and I want to get you guys excited to play it as well. I know we are all waiting for that Need for Speed game that just blows us away with its content and its post-launch support, but we most likely aren't going to see that this year. So start paying attention to the Crew Motorfest. It releases this year, and it will be available on all platforms, including the past-gen PS4 and Xbox One consoles. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to all the Heat 5 members of the channel. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.